So in today's video, I just might be showing you the most accurate driver that I have ever tested. Now, I'll be honest, this wasn't even an idea for a video, but last week, before the Masters, before I started work, I was just having a little bit of a play around with a driver, with a shaft that I've never really got on with drivers in the past. And I started hitting shots and it was just down the middle. If not dead straight shots every time, very little shape, but phenomenally accurate. And I kind of hit probably a dozen shots on the run where the ball went straight down the fairway. And if you watch my videos, you know that's not a normal thing for me with driver. So I'm going to hit some shots with the driver now. Going to show you, hopefully, that it's still as accurate as it was, because it's obviously not the driver, that's me. But then I'm going to talk about what the driver is, what the setup is, and why sometimes when you're in the market for a new driver, maybe you should just be a little bit open-minded as to what could go in your bag. Right, so I'm going to hit some shots. I'm not going to tell you what the driver is just yet, but as I'm hitting these shots, feel free that if you're eagle-eyed enough that you can tell what I'm hitting, let's cover that up, comment below, let me know what you think it is. You might have seen reviews that maybe there's been some feedback that this is a nice, accurate driver, but I'm going to hit some shots, show you hopefully still how accurate this is, and then if it is as accurate as it was when I was messing around the other day, I've got a little dilemma of if it's a bit shorter than my current driver but in play all the time, am I happy to sacrifice distance to be playing my approach shots from the short stuff? But let's go first shot. So you probably be able to see the shaft, but I'm not saying yet what it is. Oh. And there it is, straight away down the middle. And it was like this the other day. It was like literally pick it up. I'm not saying this is a magic club, by the way, but very, very forgiving. Even miss hits the other day were getting back into the fairway. And it feels nice. Not really going to pay too much attention to distance, and you guys won't be seeing distance to begin with. And again, it's almost like saying, don't even bother hitting it, just go and drop it in the fairway. And it's a long time since I've had that feeling. So, it's quite weird as well. I don't usually stand over driver, really feeling like I'm going to hit it in play every time. Okay, shot 3. Oh, stop it. Again, good. Take that all day long. And I would say I'm not going flat out at these either, but I'd still think my speed's pretty decent. The ball's about to fall off the tee there, so just have a readjustment. Oh, now that feels a little bit heely, but that's still getting back in play. Might not be middle of the fairway, but it's still very, very accurate. And again. Oh, and again. I mean, just the tiniest amount of shape, which I'll be honest, I don't mind, because the length I'm hitting it, to get no curve is almost impossible. Let's just go one more. But it is a funny one, isn't it? Because it'll be interesting to see how far this is going. Is it, to get that accuracy, am I giving up a lot of distance? And if I am giving up distance, is it worth that sacrifice to be hitting from the short stuff every single time? And again, it's almost a little bit boring, but I kind of like that boring. So I'm going to do a close-up on the head now, but interestingly, if you've already commented about what you think it is, when I tell you in a second, I want you to comment again and say whether you guessed correctly. So when we look at those shots, obviously you were seeing them one by one, but wow, are they in play? We look at those centre to right side of the fairway, very, very accurate, very, very straight. And we'll look at the performance. So I'm swinging at 107, so maybe not absolutely flat out, but good ball speed at 153.6, launching at 11.3, spinning at just under 2,600, and carry at 253, total at 277. Now those are seriously good averages. So, and possibly the most accurate driver I've ever tested is the Ping G425 Max. Now, it's a 9-degree head, but I've actually got it 1 degree less loft, so 8 degrees, but in the flat setting. I've got the weight over towards the toe, which definitely helps with my general strike. And even the centered ones there, or slightly heely ones, you could see definitely tended to fade back, but kept it nicely in play. But this was the really interesting bit for me. So the Tensai Orange, X-Flex, really very different feeling shaft for me, but you can see I got some very good performance from that. So I am sure a lot of you will have realized that it was the G425 Max. All the reviews, even my initial review with this, was that it was a very accurate golf club. Now, we saw from the numbers though, not only was it very accurate, it was actually a pretty good length. So it's definitely back of where I would normally be. I think part of that is down to my speed just being marginally back. And maybe with my Titleist TSI 3, a little bit lower spin, which gets me a bit more distance. But is the trade-off for that a little less accuracy? So I'll be honest, didn't expect that setup of head and shaft to necessarily be a great performing driver for me. But it was worth messing around for me because I've definitely found something there that potentially could go in the bag. And I think as golf courses are open now in England again, I think I might have to go out on the course, hit my driver and this driver, 9 holes, maybe 18 holes, and just see, do I hit more fairways with this? Because ultimately, I'll say I think it is ultimately down to me, not the driver, for accuracy. But you could see there, even with half a dozen, just in play every time, and that potentially could be a game changer for me. So guys, hope you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, like it and share it, comment below and I'll get back to as many people as I can. If you've enjoyed today's video and you don't currently subscribe, I'd love you to hit the button below, ring the notification bell, and then you'll find out whenever I drop a new video. Follow me on all my social media platforms, all under Ali Taylor Golf. Hopefully catch up with some of you guys down here soon. Stay in contact.